And welcome back to the Blade of Akai channel. This is a quick tour of the A.R.I.S planet, moon, planetoid, however you want to call it, how to jump in and get started, including where to find the place. So without further ado, we're just going to head out into space from Calypso. And now that we're out in space, you can see the new planetoid, A.R.I.S, directly in front of us. Now, you may not see it if your view distance is set ultra low, so just bear that in mind, but it should be directly in front of you. There's the space station. This is how you pop out of the atmosphere, and you literally just need to go directly forward, and you want to aim for this little guy over here, the space station. Just there. So without further ado, we're going to fly towards the space station. Once you get over here, you may find the space station is cluttered with everyone's prospectors and motherships and all the rest of it. Not that anyone really needs to bring those over here, because it's such a short flight from Cali. And what you want to do is kind of head towards the space station, just get close to it. I tend to just kind of aim for the gap in the ring of the space station. And once you get inside the hangar, it's pretty much the standard hangar situation. Land your craft and head for the teleporter right here. Once you've interacted with the teleporter, you can now pick from the drop down, and you'll want to select A.R.I.S. And then first of all, you'll have basically this teleporter here, A.R.I.S Space Station Transit. I can't remember which other ones you'll have. You might have Iron Haven entrance as well, but I don't really remember at this point. So yeah, select the A.R.I.S Space Station Transit and head down to the planetoid. Once you arrive, you'll end up in a hangar. There's a craft there. I think you can actually take that back to the space station. I think it's interactive. I'll double check in a moment. But yeah, this is the main hangar. The hangar itself is under construction. As you can see, it's got the Hyperion Enterprises kind of, branding everywhere. So from here, we're just going to head out on the ramp and up into the Iron Haven kind of headquarters, basically. When you get to the top of the ramp, this is the view you're met with. There's a bunch of NPCs over there. They don't seem interactive at the moment. This is the surrounding area, and this is the headquarters right up ahead. So just make your way up to here. If you don't have this teleporter on the map, this is the teleporter, and it's called a tube system. The NPCs and such will give you this information in-game, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. Once inside, you'll have a couple of representatives here. The Ada Hawking one is an AI, and you've got Jackson, the Iron Haven representative. This is your first point of contact, and this one will kind of get you talking to other people. Primarily, you'll want to talk to everyone. But this is the head honcho here that you'll be dealing with, General Tiberius Ashfall, and he's wearing some funky armor, which you might learn about in a minute. Richard Butt is the Chief Operating Officer, so this is the actual head honcho, but at the moment, as an AI, he doesn't really do an awful lot. Faye Archer will also give you some introductory missions to kind of discover various instances around the map. Through here we have this chap here, Edwin Orville, who talks to you about Hyperion and how you need to use the synthesizer with that Hyperion. Arthur McGrangus. I have not spoken to this guy before, so we'll find out together what this one is. Hello, colonists. I'm Arthur McGrangus, and here to tell you about my latest discovery. Would you like to hear about it? That McGranger's who? Surely you must have heard of me and my work on sweat crystals. Okay, sure, sounds interesting. I think this guy is new. This guy was not here. Okay. So A.R.I.S has revealed some very interesting resources. Using them, I further refined one of my classic creations, resulting in a new material I'm calling refined sweat crystal. So it's giving us a recipe there: infernal residue, derelict robot components, diluted sweat, blazar nova, vibrant sweat. So we need the actual sweat, force nexus, and melchy crystal. Okay, so I've got most of this stuff, except I've probably got some sweat somewhere. I don't have the Force Nexus and the Melchy Crystal, so, okay. Interesting info. And there is also a bug at the moment, and how you solve that with the sound is to go into sound, disable, and re-enable, apply, and we're back in business. Now, these guys are your daily missions. This guy will drop standard daily missions, your stage 1, 2, 3 kind of mission. And the reward for that is typically an A.R.I.S daily voucher. I think sometimes some other things as well. Tonathan is the AI daily mission giver. Now, his missions at the moment tend to be really, really grindy, and they only seem to give one daily voucher. So at the moment, it's not really worth doing that for the daily vouchers. So hopefully they balance that at some point. These two terminals here, this one looks like a crafting terminal, and that threw me when I first got here. It's not a crafting terminal, it's an upgrade station. So here's the daily voucher exchange terminal, basically another kind of TT. You can buy various blueprints for materials that are required in the upgrading or initial acquisition of the armor. And here is the armor in question. Now, this is kind of the epic mission chain for this planetoid. It's the Hyperion armor. And as you can see, it looks a lot like Nemesis right out the gate, and you need 80 Hyperion daily vouchers, plus 104 cushion core padding and 104 flex plate fabric, and then that changes a little bit for each piece. So again, 80 daily voucher for the harness, 192 cushion core, 192 flex plate, so on and so forth. And you can explore this terminal yourself here. Then there's the upgrade station, and you can see what's required to get from the base armor to the adjusted armor. And if we have a quick look at the adjusted armor, we can see that the stats increase. I didn't show you the original, but you're free to discover that yourself. The adjusted doesn't have any set buffs. However, when we start looking at, I believe, improved, I think we start to see set buffs. There we go. Improved set 7. So you have to have all 7 pieces for this. You get a 5 hit point increase to your health. It's a bit of a nothing burger, if I'm honest. I think it should be more than that, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. Incoming damage decreased by 2%. Now that's quite a nice buff to reduce the amount of damage you're getting overall. But this only gets stronger and stronger. And I'll let you explore all of the tiers, but jumping straight to the perfected set, you can see the perfected is a different color, and also the augmented is the same. It's black and purple. And as you can see, that's something I'm quite interested in, given I have the black and purple coat, the regicide coat. The stats are pretty good. Kind of upper mid-tier, 42, 32, 37 of ink cut stab, and then we've got protections across the board for everything else. Pen, burn, electric, cold, acid, it's all there. I think the one that we're missing is shrapnel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think shrapnel's the only one we don't have with this armor. But when we take a look at the set buffs, we're looking at a 15 health improvement. Again, on this kind of armor, the kinds of mobs you'd be going after, 15 HP isn't a huge amount, in my opinion. I'd like to see that upped, to be honest. I think it should be more like 40-ish, and then everything else below it raised up, accordingly. But that's just my opinion. Now, the set buffs change. We get Hyper Strike, outgoing damage increased by 1.5%. So that's a straight, flat 1.5% increase to your damage output across the board, no matter what you're using. And then Hyper Guard, incoming damage decreased by 7.5%. Now that's not insignificant. That's a decent amount of damage reduction coming in from mobs, so that's kind of helpful. So that's the armor, and your quest to get the armor is based around the daily vouchers and picking up other resources from the mobs. Let's take a quick look in my inventory, and you can see the kinds of things you'll be looking out for. People globaling in the background while I'm trying to record a video. How rude. So we have things like Infernal Residue, Emberstone, Hyperium. This is the fabled Hyperium that we're expected to hand in. But I'll let you make your own decisions around that. Acidic Essence is something some of the mobs drop. Volcanic Essence is something some of the mobs drop. You can also get Diluted Sweat here, and various walls and hides. Priminal Elder Essence. These are the daily vouchers that look like basically paintings, which is kind of funny. And here are some kind of broken robot parts that, there are, this being a planet based around robots, there are quite a few robots around. So that kind of covers those things. There are some new mining resources. I have one of them here, Titanite. This one is used to make flex plate fabric, along with loads of generic leather, soft leather, fine leather. So that's various resources you can get. But yeah, this is the main jumping off place. And what you'll do is you'll come out here and go down on the televator. To find a Medusa style shopping mall, which isn't open yet. It's under construction. However, some of the doors are open upstairs, which is interesting. And then from here, we find another tube station, the Ironhaven one, which you'll need to discover. So you'll have to come over to it and get it registered on your map. I'm going to do another video that covers the TP run, basically. So look out for that one. But yeah, this is basically how you get started. The mission givers will tell you where to find things, but I'm going to be doing another video on the kind of the robot instances and the maintenance tunnels, because that's another interesting aspect. There are other instances as well, some cave instances, and I'll cover that in that video as well. Okay, that's it for this one. If you liked it, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.